Hello, YouTube. This is Piss and Moan, and we didn't decide what we were going to review yet.
Well, let's have the fun. I think we should just start talking about any generic movie, throw out cliches and plot points, and see if we can come up with a film by the end of it.
We did that already for Beauty and the Beast, and I still think we did a better job than they did.
See, I think the hero's journey aspect of the story was really complemented by the fact that the master didn't die until the hero had completed his arc.
Okay, then we have to be talking about Wreck-It Ralph, because there wasn't much of a hero's journey there. There usually like actually, it could be a hero's journey. Let's do Wreck-It Ralph. Because that's the one where I felt like the plot was different enough from a standard plot.
You mean considering the first 2 hours of the movie were essentially tutorial for the internet?
Yeah, well, most of the movie was, honestly. Let's be honest here.
I'm fun.
So Wreck-It Ralph is a story about... I don't know. Can we...
Ralph breaks the internet.
Well,
Not Wreck-It Ralph. We have to be professional.
Yeah, but thank you. We should do Wreck-It Ralph, though.
We should. Can do both.
We could do... what is it? Wreck-It Ralph is terrible? Or where we review...
Wreck-It Ralph sucks?
Yeah, Wreck-It Ralph sucks.
You know, we could just invent these videos on the fly. We can change...
That's basically what we're doing.
It's not like we have any consistent audience to contend with. We can just
Sin one. Don't have consistent format again. Second sin. I like the idea of a sin counter for our own video as we takes a drink in the middle of a video, bumps the table and shakes the camera and bumps the mic
and me criticizing you for doing that.
Nick with a tongue out of his mouth. I do that too often. It's a nervous tick.
Your camera makes my lips look incredibly pink. Look on the floor.
That might be my video configuration. I fiddled with it before we started. I thought it made me look nicer, and I didn't notice how pink my lips were.
Hi, this is Piss and Moan. We're here to talk about...
Hi, this is Pink Lips and Pink Lips, and we're here to review movies.
I don't know how... No, not
I got waffle. I got power.
There's something wrong with the radar, sir.
The sweep.
The sweeps, the creeps. Hi.
So Wreck-It Ralph was, I think
you
didn't like it as much as I did. It's certainly not as good as the original, but I really liked it. I had a lot of fun with it. It was funny. I laughed a lot. It was internet meme funny, but that tickles my fancy, so... Didn't tickle his fancy as much. I'm trying not to look at the picture of him, and I'm looking at the camera, and I can see him looking at me in the camera.
Well, you see, this is half of my gag, is me miming at you while the video is going. Because usually you can't see us, because we're... Usually you have something blocking, like the Rotten Tomatoes. Like the Rotten Tomato... I don't care, dude.
Pink Lips is on duty.
The Rotten Tomatoes. The Rotten Tomatoes. The Rotten Tomatoes. Oof. I would not give it that high. Ooh, man. I
would give that this high. Yeah, I think that's a little generous. So, Rotten Tomatoes gives it an 87, and I think that's a little high. It was good, but above average good. I think the 76 audience score is much more appropriate. I'd give it like a 7.5, 7.
I'd go 5 or 6, maybe.
That's average. It's not a great movie. It's good. I really enjoy it. It's a great movie for your kids, especially if they're kind of like entering that internet age. I think it was a little much for Natasha. I don't think she could really follow.
Okay, time to go. It's not over yet.
Yeah, she just stands up. It's done. Ready to go. Let's go home. He was in the dress. I'm done.
But we can move into spoiler territory pretty quick.
Sure. Final verdict, 7 out of 10 and 5 out of 10?
We'll go 5.
That's fair. I think that's fair. If you're going to see a movie this year, this is probably the best kids movie.
Do you count Ready Player One as a kids movie?
No. fun, but not a kids movie. That's like a young teen movie.
It's been kind of a crap year for movies, so, I mean...
It kind of has.
I mean, there have been some good ones. I mean, Mission Impossible 6 is still...
I'm struggling to think of a... Now I'm trying to think of a kids movie that we've seen.
This year?
Right?
I haven't seen no interest in Grinch.
That I've heard bad things about.
Apparently, it's The Grinch Goes Grocery Shopping. Is what
Yeah, it's like, no... He's not bad.
Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Actually, that was a pretty good kids movie. Like, honestly, like...
Call that a kids movie?
More so than the other ones, honestly. Like, it's a scary kids movie. Like, 'cause it's a kids movie. Yeah, no, not Made in Abyss. Woo!
Kids.
It's a good one.
There are kids there.
It is a good... That's last year,
That's
never mind.
last year.
Dang it.
See, it has the year right in the title.
I know, shush. Castlevania.
Sure, yep,
Was Black Panther this year?
Yeah. I think it was just post-Christmas.
Man Who Invented Christmas. I think that's technically last year.
Yeah, I think that might even be the year before.
Yeah, this is the best kids movie I've seen this year.
Yeah, the ones we
Poor
reviewed.
Solo. Did not deserve that. Yeah, but it didn't deserve that.
Last Jedi did.
Yes.
They are reaping what they sow.
Yeah.
Anyways,
back to
back to Piss and Moan talk about Star Wars The Last Jedi.
We should really just be like Piss and Moan complain about Star Wars as our title.
Maybe once we've developed some emotional distance from the film.
Some spoilers, and more so like after we see the third one and get a final verdict, but that could be very bad.
Yeah, I got a long way to go.
So, Ralph Breaks the Internet. It's weird. There's no bad guy, because it's about the relationship. It's like about being a toxic friend. Which I think is a really cool topic to hit on. It's very kind of different. I mean, can you think of another film that's kind of tackled this topic?
What, toxic friendships?
Yeah.
Literally every anime ever?
Yeah, anime doesn't.
A Silent Voice?
Yeah, but it's a very different type of toxic friendship. He's literally just a toxic friend. This is like the clingy, needy kind of friendship. It's very different. This is the kind of thing I err towards, is overly possessive. I don't know, I'm struggling here. The usage of characters in this movie is weird. I have a lot of gripes about the movie, even though I enjoyed it. Like it really is a glorified, like, this is the internet. Da, da, da,
remember, well, to me, what it felt like.
Here's memes.
Remember the Toy Story shorts that came out just after Toy Story 3 came out? It felt like one of those extended to feature length to me, because they cut out Calhoun and Felix. For pretty much
which
the whole movie.
was sad. They were good characters and well developed.
And I mean,
and the characters they replaced them with, they didn't give adequate development or time. It was mostly just kind of.
There was Pop-Up Guy who was there for 2 scenes, maybe 3.
And he was the best developed character in this movie. That wasn't one of the main characters. I mean, do you think either what is it? Shank or Yes were more developed than her? Than him?
Maybe.
Shank, maybe.
And, I mean...
Yes had no character. She was literally just like a plot device.
And then, the Knows-It-All guy.
Yeah.
He was also there.
It didn't feel very fleshed out. It was good. It was fun. The princesses were way more overblown in the trailers than in the actual film.
They felt so unnecessary. They were there to be an ex machina. Honestly, the movie felt like it was an advertisement for everything Disney.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, You've got Star Wars scenes. You've got
Avengers.
Marvel scenes. You've got all the Disney princess scenes. I mean, and the token princess sings a song scene frustrated me. Why?
I don't know. I kind of liked it. It was fun to do the slash and burn version of a Disney musical.
All right, maybe a bit, but it felt like a gag they lingered on too long.
I'd agree with that. I think they spent too much time on it, but it was good.
Because didn't she go from looking into the puddle to suddenly in the game?
Yes, which was a little odd,
Yeah,
but don't ask. It's the internet.
The perfect excuse. Hey, Timmy, where'd you get those?
Internet? I do wish they'd addressed the steering wheel just showing up at his door. Like, what? What is it? Why? How did
$20,000?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. What was his name? Like he used it was something
B-boy.
silly. No, like the name he gave, because the B-boy would come out. Thank you, Mr. Such and Such. There's like
smelly, something insulting. I mean,
yeah, so that's like what the eBay receipt would have been for, like $20,000.
Mr. Smelly Man or whatever.
That'd have been good. I like that.
But
I also liked how they had the bit in the car, like, Mom, there was a part that was in the trailer that wasn't in the movie, and that is literally so self-aware, and I appreciate that because there needs to be more scenes in the trailer that aren't in the movie. That is a trend that I like.
I don't know. I'm betting that scene was originally in the movie, and until people complained about how disturbing it was, they took it out. I don't know. Because that weirded me out. I'm like, oh god, they're putting exploding bunnies in a kid's movie.
I don't even remember the trailer.
Well, that was pretty much it. Was the post-credit scene in the movie. Let's see, what else did I complain about? I mean,
oh, they solved the problem with friendship.
It's
sort of. I didn't like the kind of virus giant. The way they did it wasn't very good. No,
because what happened to the virus after he made the Ralph virus just gone.
Oh yeah, they never actually addressed the original virus.
The story gone. Just he did his plot service. Now we can ignore him forever. That's the kind of stuff that bugs me with story writing.
And I really wish they'd actually utilized the antivirus and had it, because then it would have given it a solid resolution. You didn't need to have it. Like, they could have had that dialogue and then immediately jumped off instead of it, like, oh, like they have that dialogue, then they have to run its again and solve it with a logical solution using the antivirus. Now my kids are going to think they can freaking fix a virus by being friends with their computer. Daddy, I just have to make its imperfection go away. I'll be your friend.
Virus activist rights.
Yes. Don't even suggest it.
Virus rights activists. We have a right to steal your...
Rah! Rah! Brah. Virus rights activist. VRA. I don't know. I don't have much more to discuss on it. Like, honestly, not that much happens in the movie. It is literally, we need to get a wheel for the broken game.
And then the plot changes halfway through.
Yeah, then it focuses more... Well, I mean, that is the plot. That's the journey, and there's complications along the way. I mean, she ends up not wanting to go back. And that was what we discussed that it didn't address. She was a bad friend, too. Penelope was, and they did not address that. She should have said sorry. She literally abandoned her friend, who literally left his job and just came to the internet where they can literally die, risked his life to restore her game, and she literally just abandoned him. And then he's the bad friend.
He's clingy, yeah, but she's also kind of rude.
Yeah, kinda?
Kind of very rude.
He literally earned and spent $20,000 to save her game.
For all she knows, she left him standing in front of the... He could have died for all she knew or cared at that point. It was... And, I mean, going into logical inconsistencies. Remember in the first movie where when Ralph didn't show up for the game was put out of order? How long were they gone from the arcade in this movie?
Yeah, like
it was
days.
It was more than 8 hours.
It was at least 24 because that was literally how long they said he had for the bid.
They do a lot of.
Don't worry, Fix It covered for him. I wish they'd shown that. Like, there's so many funny opportunities. Like, I'm picturing they have like a rotating crew from the other games coming in. So like one day it's Bowser, and they just don't kind of address it and hope no one notices. He's maybe got like Wreck-It Ralph's suspenders
and
on.
having to deal with the kids running around in the game. That would have been fun as hell.
Yeah, there's so many things they didn't explore that they could have for the memes, literally.
It was
imagine
YouTube.
if
Half the movie was YouTube.
Imagine if they had to make the money on YouTube and they're like they get to that point where they've lost it. They can't do it. They call Felix for some advice. And then they make use of the Felix Fix It Jr. game where they're trying to get replacements for Ralph. They've got kids everywhere, and it's just a nightmare. It's a mess. And you get to explore Felix and Calhoun raising children.
I hated that gag at the end where it was...
That was dumb.
The way to raise perfect kids was funnier in Jimmy Neutron 10 years ago than it was here.
Yeah, not very well executed. Not very well executed.
See, because I get it that it's a kid movie, but they try to throw things to entertain the adults, but they're all old hat jokes that don't really make sense anymore.
Well, hold on now. Memes are immortal. The screaming goat never gets old.
I would have preferred they show... Well, I like the Bob Ross.
That was top notch. There were some good ones in there.
But a lot of that, too, strains the timeline.
Yeah.
How long are these actually taking if you have 24 hours to upload 1.5 million viral videos?
I think it would have been great if they had made use of Fix It Feel It Jr. and Calhoun at the same time. You could have just intermingled them.
Yeah, they could have been two cross storylines, and I mean,
or maybe gotten Slash or Shank involved. Like, I mean, there were so many characters that they didn't get involved. Just splurge on Ralph, who didn't really develop as a character at all until the very end.
Well, he was such a different character. Well, I wouldn't say he was a different character from the first movie too, because he wasn't super clingy
and sad and cryy and
no, because he was depressed and wanted people to notice him, but it wasn't clingy when they did.
And there wasn't enough like him just breaking into a rage. I mean, like, he's literally Wreck-It Ralph. He has anger management problems.
What kind of stuff did he actually wreck in this?
He broke a holographic screen. Remember he got mad that he couldn't break it, so he threw the whole thing.
And he
broke a couple cars.
He didn't even say, "I'm gonna wreck it," I think.
Yeah. No, he went, "Oh, I can't."
The one time.
There's a lot of missed opportunities with this. I think they could have taken it in a similar direction, but executed on it better. I think they could have done something different with the virus. I think the whole virus concept was pretty lame, and solving it with friendship was dumb.
Oh, and I want to say, people are talking about, it's the first time Disney princesses have gathered together, and they think, hey, Kingdom Hearts is a thing, right? All right.
Admittedly, they don't. Oh wait, they do gather. Not while
Admittedly,
awake.
they're not conscious.
Yes, but they're all together and wrecking the universe. I don't know. You got more on this?
I want to say, because the ending Ex Machina, where the princesses come out of nowhere to save the day and land in a dress.
I don't know. I didn't think that. It was like a way to catch him. That was a fun way to finish it out. It was just fun. That was the only purpose it was there. That was the only reason princesses were really there at all. They didn't really serve a point except to get her to... Only to, like, preface that she should have a princess singing moment.
Yeah.
It was their only real point.
That was something I wanted to say, is it felt like a lot of the characters in the movie were there basically so the characters weren't... Well, so Vanellope wasn't monologuing at the camera. That's how I felt Shank's character was.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, she throws out token advice that means pretty much nothing.
You should really talk to him. Oh,
shit.
thanks for that advice. That was a tough one.
Oh, and the movie had some of those token miscommunication things, and I absolutely...
Yeah, I hate that. I can't stand that.
I'd like to take responsibility for that hate.
Yes. Plot development through lack of miscommunication or...
Bad communication.
Speaking of Star Wars... It's the freaking hinge pin of the entire freaking plot. Thor Solo made a good point. You can literally remove Finn. Thor
Skywalker.
What do I say?
You said Thor Solo.
Thor Solo? I like Thor Solo. Thor Skywalker. It's a YouTube channel. Does Star Wars videos. Really good. Top notch. Highly recommend it. Maybe I'll link to him. Probably not because I'm lazy. But if I were, that's what I would do. Love you, Thor.
Excuse me.
He talks about how you could remove Finn from that movie. Like, he literally plays no point, and he has the opportunity to at the very end until they just throw some random physics-defying way to prevent him from actually contributing to the plot.
What do you mean?
When they crash into him from the side somehow while going full speed, like to the point where his craft is disintegrating. And she comes in and crashes her craft into his to stop him from running into the laser.
You're talking about Jedi. I was thinking Force Awakens.
No, he's literally like one of the main characters in the Force Awakens. In the second one, he literally had no point in the movie.
Well, because I'm thinking Force Awakens too. Because what did he contribute there? Because
nothing. He brings the droid to her.
No, because the droid finds her on its own.
He got the droid off the ship.
No, droid wasn't on the ship. Droid was on the planet. Poe left it there.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, he breaks Poe out. There you go. There's his plot.
What does Poe contribute to the plot?
He
shoots some TIE fighters.
The destruction of Starkiller Base. He's the one who goes around on the inside and blows it all up with the proton torpedoes.
Oh, okay. So he does do something. So there, he did contribute.
Finn contributed. Because I'm thinking, he runs away, and Rey gets captured, but Rey saves herself.
That's all she freaking does is save herself. So I just want to cite everything freaking Thor Skywalker constantly.
Because he's so good at it.
Yeah. Poe had so much potential to explore the Empire, to explore being a stormtrooper, to explore having not had interactions with normal people, to be kind of like that, what's the guy from the Guardians of the Galaxy that has only literal interpretations of things? Drax. I mean, this is a guy who literally has had no interaction with anything non-military his entire life. And he just lands, and he's just cool-witted, joking around, and a coward, and none of this makes any sense. And then in the second movie, he's even more of a coward somehow.
Which is so,
so dumb.
They solved the coward arc. He grabs a lightsaber and squares up to Kylo Ren. End of coward arc.
Oh, and comes away from that completely unscathed for some reason.
No, well, you have the back scar. But I mean, unscathed enough to be fine 10 minutes later.
That was one of the things Thor Skywalker pointed out. I wish he had just been actually injured and just stayed in hibernation. It would have made the plot smoother, faster, and not different.
I still like our idea of Poe and Finn having to fight over command of the ship.
That'd have been great. After Leia's unconscious.
Yep. But no, we don't have...
Because both of them are unqualified and not good for the job. I have commanded TIE fighters and worked in military groups for the enemy! So?
Same thing.
Command is command. I've been filing and blew
them
all up. That's why you're in trouble with the first place.
I bet there's some very boring side story we're missing where I can tell you how these two sides aren't actually all that different.
They had a choice in the matter. Come on.
I don't know if we're actually getting any more Wreck-It Ralph, so if you're still watching, you can probably turn it off.
But this is probably better than the Wreck-It Ralph, because that was a 1 out of 10 that we saw at Star Wars, and that is worth talking about again. Single worst piece of literature that I've seen. No, I won't say literature. For worst movie I've watched. I've read some bad books. Okay, I think any words of wisdoms for the viewer, Mr. Lizard?
I don't think I can talk.